Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Sushant. Hello, everyone.
We just give a couple of minutes for some other participants to join, and then we'll get started.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, we are a couple of minutes over. Zubair, we can get started now.
Thanks, Sushant. All right. So, hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on meetings and e-voting module. So, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for taking time to join us as we explore how Resolution Engine simplifies the insolvency process with smart meetings and e-votings. So, myself, Zubia Nihar from Ancora Resolution, and I'll be guiding you through today's session. And yeah, without any further delay, let's dive right into today's agenda. So we'll first start by introducing the meetings module, and then we'll see the traditional challenges in coordinating the meetings versus Resolution Engine's digital approach to meetings. And we'll see all of that in live. Then we'll proceed with e-voting module's introduction, followed by highlighting some of the issues with current state of voting and compare how those issues will be solved and addressed by Resolution Engine's voting module, followed by a live demo. And yes, of course, we'll also reserve some time for your queries at the end. All right, so let's get started with understanding what is Resolution Engine's meeting module. So this module makes it easy for the IPs and their support team to set up and manage the meetings in resolution engines with their creditors, stakeholders, and others. So it's directly linked with Microsoft Teams, so you can host as many meetings as you want. You don't have to make any separate subscriptions or paid plans. Plus, you also get the real-time notifications and you can track everything from your meetings calendar all in one place, a simple centralized platform. So now let's talk about some of the challenges that we face in coordinating meeting. So the first would be like we often find ourselves jumping between different platforms in order to connect with peoples or set up a simple meeting. And it can be very difficult and honestly very inefficient as you get a very tight schedule of just 180-day timeline to complete this entire process. It can be very overwhelming. So this also involves like manually checking the availability of the participants, sending out invites to them, following up with reminders, and so on and so forth. Of course, it's a lot of work and it increases the chances of missing the communications or any errors. So now also the most meeting platforms nowadays has various limitations with the free version such as the time limit or various other restrictions, so which will involve cutting your discussions short or even force you to pay for upgrades. Then yeah, at last of course it becomes difficult to keep track of these meetings or waiting for responses from the participants, and all these things will slow down your entire process. So these are some of the challenges. Now let's look at how Resolution Engine takes a digital approach to the meetings. So everything happens here in one place. That is, you start your assignments, you schedule it, and you can run meetings for each assignment separately. So you don't get confused about which meetings belongs to which case, and you have a clear visibility of every meeting that you have. because each assignment has its own calendar. And as already discussed, it is directly linked with Microsoft Teams, which makes it very easy to set up and join meetings directly without switching apps. So no extra step, just click, schedule your meeting and connect with your creditors or stakeholders or whomsoever you want to connect with. So, and then the next feature is uh, as soon as you schedule your meetings, all your participants will get an instant notifications when you invite them, plus all the updates of the meeting if you make any changes to it. So yes, I think that's pretty much everyone wants it in how they want to connect with. So, all right, now it's time for a live demo where I'll walk you through how to schedule your meeting in Resolution Engine. So let me move to my other tab. So here I am. I have logged in as an IP, this as a demo IP here, and I'll walk you through how to get started with the assignment. So I have opened this assignment named VR Commodities, and let's assume this is the assignment I'm working on. And we have already seen the other modules of it, such as the case summary, the case run, the claims. Now it's time for us to explore the meetings module. So we'll navigate to the meetings module and wait for the details to appear on the screen. All right. So this is your meetings dashboard where you will find the list of all the meetings and its status as well. You can even search for a meeting from the search bar if it's required. So it has pretty much all the details that you require. It has the title of the meeting to describe which meeting it is, the start and end date of a meeting, and the status of whether the meeting is still on, still scheduled, cancelled, and so on. So now to add any meetings itself, simply click on the add meetings option and you're required to fill in the general details that you do while scheduling any meeting. So maybe let's add some dummy data here. So I'll say meeting to discuss the plans, add some dummy data here. And then to add your participants, you have a quick add section on Resolution Engine, which allows you to quickly access all the participant of your case if you have already added them under the participants tab. So this is, how you can add them is simply click on the add button and they get added to the list. You can invite as many participants as you want. So this is feature is to ensure that you have a quick access to everything while you're scheduling a meeting, so that it takes no less than just 5 minutes of your time. And not only that, you can also add any external parties to your meeting by adding in the details such as their name and their email ID. So I'll just add this email here and invite this participant. Hit save and that's it, they get added to the list. So now once that is done, choose the start date and end date of your meeting. So I'll say the meeting starts at 5 p.m. and the meeting ends on 13th, 6 p.m. And then you can also attach your meeting agenda or any other supporting documents that is related to your meeting. Simply click add and you can add as many documents as you want. So let's just add the agenda and some supporting documents here. And now if you want to add some notes for your participants, as in to let them know that they'll have to check the agenda before attending the meeting, you can simply add them here. So let's just say check the attachments before joining the meeting. And that's it. So you've added all the details. Now simply click on the send invite and this will schedule your meeting. And meanwhile that is being done, all your things are being set up, and once your meeting has been scheduled successfully, an email invitation has been sent to all the participants, so they'll receive instant notifications from Resolution Engine. So let me show you how that looks like. So first would be an email from Resolution Engine with all the details such as the date of the meeting, you have been all the details about who you have been invited by, so the name of the IP, which meeting is it, and which process it is, and then you also get all the attachments of it, and then followed by the direct link for to join the meeting. So yes, that's the first in the first notification, and then you also receive a Teams calendar update. That is, you can directly access the meetings from here. So that's how we intimate all our participants with all the invitations and reminders and updates. Now, moving on, if you wish to manage your scheduled meetings, that is whether to make any changes to the schedule or cancel an event due to any unforeseen circumstances, Resolution Engine makes it very easy with simple single clicks. So to do that, simply open any event where you want to make the changes and hit the edit button. Make the changes, as in if you want to postpone the meeting from the time, you'll just change the time. And then if you want to add any external participants or more participants from your list, you can do that, and then click on send invite. So this will send updates to all your participants again, and we'll see that in a bit, like we'll see that email invitation in a bit. And then similarly for canceling an event, just simply open the event, cancel meeting, add a note for your participant, as in saying meeting is postponed, or whatever the reason is. Then simply give your confirmation. So this will trigger all the updates for them. So let's look at that. So the first one would be like the update. If there are any updates to your meeting, it will it will be sent to all your participants. And similarly, even if the meeting is cancelled, your participant get to notified that the meeting is cancelled, and this is the reason for it. So and so reason is the for the cancellation of this meeting. So I think, yeah, that's how we keep them informed throughout the entire process of scheduling the meeting. So we have covered all of it. Now, let's say if you want to check your daily or weekly schedule, you can simply switch the calendar view on your right section, and you can check the details for your month, your schedule for the month in this particular assignment. So if you're working on multiple assignments and you have various meetings to attend, this is a great way to keep track of everything. So you can check your month schedule or week schedule or your day schedule easily from the calendar tab that you see here. So let's just say we have it. You can click on it. You get the details of it, and you can follow up from there. So I think that's all about the meetings module. It's very pretty simple and straightforward. Now let's move towards the other topic for today, which is a e-voting module. So I'll give you a short overview of what it is. So this e-voting module streamlines the entire e-voting process for you, from creating the voting events to tracking the participations, providing secure links for the participants, and finalizing the results for the IP. Everything here is very transparent and very secure. So that's like a small overview. Now let's talk about some of the challenges that we have in the current state of voting process. So right now there are some real challenges, that is like there is a risk of the security issues, like when you rely on manual methods or external service providers for voting, there's always a risk, errors and unauthorized access and delays. Plus you also lose control of how secure and managed the entire process is. Then there is manual management, like if there are any changes to your event, that is if you want to add any additional participants or you want to extend your event, all that has to be communicated to the concerned person, meaning it has to be juggled between the emails, or you have to make phone calls and scattered threads just to get one update across everyone. And then finally, there's also a vote tracking and consolidation issue, meaning if you manually record votes or combine the results in an Excel sheet, it really takes time. And let's face it, all the manual things are prone to mistakes. So this becomes a way of slow downing your entire decision making process, especially when the speed is very crucial in the entire process. So these are some of the issues and the gaps that we are dealing with today, but that's what exactly Resolution Engine aims to fix. So first feature, that is an end-to-end e-voting. So the platform offers a full e-voting process, secure login, automatic vote recording. So there is no guesswork. Everything here is accurate and transparent and in front of you. And then the next important thing to highlight is a complete control and security. So you'll be the one who will be conducting this e-voting, or your support team. So you have a full control over your event. So it lets you manage your voting events directly, and even your support team can also collaborate you with this and can even help you to conduct this event successfully. So we have designed this with the mind for IPs, ensuring that it is secure, reliable and regulation compliant voting management. And finally, automatic results consolidation. So the system automatically records the votes and consolidates in real time for the IPs. That means no manual work or any errors, and faster decision making. I think we have missed this point where you can also make live modifications. So if there are any updates that we have discussed, that lets you add additional participants and everything within the single platform. So no back and forth emails or calls for a single change to happen. So I think, yeah, it is very clear. It is an efficient way to manage all your votings in one place. Now, let's jump to the platform and explore its capabilities. All right, so here again, we'll navigate to the votings tab under your assignment. So this is your votings dashboard. It has all the details, so the event ID, so it becomes easier for you to communicate with your support team or any of your stakeholders. So each voting is identified by a unique event ID, and then followed by it, we also have kept a voting event name, followed by the start and end date of your voting and the status, like whether the voting is closed, whether it is scheduled or cancelled, whatever the status is. And then last thing is about the results. So if the window is closed, if you have a result, so you can easily view the results from the dashboard itself, or if the voting is still active, you can view the responses and send reminders and so on and so forth. Now, maybe let's add a sample voting event and let's go from there. Simply click on the add voting button that is there, and you are required to complete the 5-step process that is here. So it's very simple and straightforward. So let's add some data. Maybe let's add by voting event name. That would be like, I'll just add it as test voting. Then we'll define the start and end date of the voting. Let's say I start my voting event 5 p.m. today and I wish to end it on Saturday 6 p.m. So that is about your voting window. Now, next up is the resolution item. So this is where you add all your resolution items where you need the decisions of your committee members to get. So simply click here to add your resolution and add the details. So I have a sample data here. I'll just copy that. So we'll add the resolution title as to approve the formation, and then I'll also copy some details of the resolution item, and you're also allowed to add any supporting documents uh, for your voting. And then the last thing is to enter the options that you like the voters to vote for. So here, this is the voting option that you give for the users. As soon as you add this and publish this event, your users will see that for each voting, for each resolution item. So let's say for this resolution item, that is to approve the formation of subcommittees, you're giving the option of such as accept, reject, and you can even add more. Simply click on add more and maybe say abstain. So, or maybe you can further go ahead and say none of the above. So yeah, so that's about it, and simply hit save. So this way you can add multiple resolution items. Let's add one more. So it says approval of EM for resolution plans, and then I'll add this detail. I'll add a document here, and here I'll just say yes and no, and maybe like add a third option called NA, and then hit save. So that's about step 2, where you list down all the items where you need your approval or the decision of your committee members. Now, moving forward to the next step, which is instructions. So by default, we have provided some instructions so that you can use this, and or even you can customize it. So if you want to remove all of it and add it on your own, you can even do that. So this is the first thing that your voting participants will see as soon as they open the respective event. So this is basically like generally guiding them on how to get started, what is the start date and end date of this voting, and then how they can submit their vote and everything. So it's like a detailed instruction. So if you want to customize it and add more details for it, you can do so, and then simply hit save. Lastly, add your voting committee here. So as we have already discussed in the meetings module, you can quickly access all your participants under this quick add section. So here we just display the members of COC. So since only they'll be a part of voting events, we just display the list of COC members. And to add them here, simply click on the add button, enter the voting share in the committee, and then, yeah, that's it. So you add them on the list. You can add as many participants as you want from your list whom you wish to vote upon your event. So that's it. So this feature allows you to easily include them in any event. So we also recommend you to keep your participant list updated under the participant tab throughout the process, the 180-day CRP process. So everything you need while scheduling a meeting or voting comes in handy if you have already updated it. So yes, that's it. Now is the time to preview and publish your event. So this is like a basic preview that lets you go through all the items that you have added while scheduling your event. That's it. Now hit on the publish and give your confirmation. The system will start setting up your event in the event. So meanwhile, that is being done, we can even go to the dashboard. So yes, your test voting has been successfully published, and your committee members would have received instant email invites. And let me show you what it looks like. So uh this is an email notification. So here it has all the details and direct login link for the platform. So I am a user and I received this email saying you have been invited in the matter of via commodities to vote, and here's the details such as this is the voting ID where you're required to vote, and on so on and so forth. And there's also a direct link so that users can directly log into the platform. And not only that, participants will also get an automated reminder on the day of when the voting window is about to start, so that they don't miss out on anything. Now, I would like to pause as an IP and shift gears and play the role of a participant, and take you all through how the voting process works from the user's end. So they'll simply log in from the link that is given here. So in my case, I've already logged in and I'm a user here. And under the cases menu, I will find the list of all the cases where I'm a part of. So I'll open this case, the first case where I've been invited to participate in voting. And once the details loads, I'll head towards the votings tab. So if you've been a part of meetings, you'll see the meetings, you'll see all the meetings so that users can also join the meetings directly from there. And similarly, for votings, you'll have all the voting events where you're invited. So here it is. This is your votings dashboard, and you can clearly see all the events. What event is open, which events are closed, giving a full visibility of everything that's happening. So yeah, now let's open the event that we have just scheduled and set up, that is the test voting. And the first thing that we see on the screen is the instruction which is set by the IP. So I've mentioned these are the instructions that IP has added, and once that is there, I need to provide my consent here in order to proceed. So I'll just provide the consent, then click on the start now button. Oh, okay. So this event, so you see, we have checkpoints everywhere. So since we have scheduled it for 5 p.m., this voting window is still not started. So you have a visibility of that as well. Maybe open the next thing that is like this event, provide my consent again and start now. So once that is done, I will find all the resolution items listed one by one. In this case, we just have one item to vote upon, that is to approve the formation of subcommittees, and there are details, whatever it is, and the supporting document which has been added by IP, even that is visible, so they can view it from the browser, download it if they want to. I've just added a demo document here, and then provide my decision here. So I'll cast my vote whether to accept this item or to reject it. So in my case, I'll just accept it. If I want to change the decision, I can even do so from before submitting this. So you'll have items by items. Here we just have one item, but in other cases, we'll have multiple items to vote upon. And once everything is done, you'll have to submit your votes. In my case, the submit button is on the page. Then yeah, I'll just give my confirmation like whether I want to submit my vote. So as soon as I proceed, so my voting has been casted and the IP would have received my vote on the dashboard. But they can only view the response, not the results. And on the other hand, after submitting, I as a user can view the summary of my votes. So let's say if I have, let's check this one. So I've voted upon this event. So I want to check my response for each of them. So you can simply open the event and then check the some detailed summary for all of it. Like you have the details of uh, what what vote you have casted for each of the item, and if you want to get into the details you can even do that. So if meanwhile if I realize that I've made a mistake or changed my mind while the window is still active, you can update your voting. So in this case the voting event is still active. So what I can do is I've already responded, and if I wish to change my response, I'll simply click here, change my response, and submit the vote again. So let's say if the window is closed in any other circumstances, what I can do is I can request to the IP to extend the event. So now that's all about on the user's end. Now let's move towards the IP's end and see from their side. So let's say the IP has received the request of extending the event, and to do so, what they'll do is they will just a moment. They'll simply open the event where they want to work on, and then click on the extend event, modify the window. Let's say if the window ends on 4, we'll just modify it to 4:30, save changes, then notify. So what it does is it notifies all your participants that the window has been now extended, and the participants who have not voted, they can still do so. And if the ones who wants to change their vote for any reason, they're also allowed to make change since the window is open for everyone. And now the last thing is, once all the members have voted and the voting window has closed, only the IP will be able to view the consolidated result. So as we have already seen, you have a direct access to the results from the dashboard itself. So let's say this event ID E1140. So this event is closed. Now the result is visible for the IP. Simply click on the view results and it will redirect to a page where you'll find the detailed results of each of the items, resolution items that you have added. So the first one is to evaluate the resolution plans, and here we have received the responses from the following voters. So it says this particular voter who is a financial creditor with 45% voting share has accepted this, and so on and so forth. So similarly, for other resolution item, it has all the details and the voters list and their decision. So yes, mean so that's how they can easily check the votes once it has been done. So no manual work. They don't have to sit and collate each of the votings. Everything here is automatic. IP schedules the event, user votes it, and IP can view the results as soon as the voting window is closed. So now in some other case wherein the IP has not received the votes yet or wants an overview of who has voted and who has not voted, and to check an overview, they can easily check the response. So this one here that is scheduled here is not. So to check the responses, simply click on the view response button that you see, and it will take you to a page where you'll have all the details of the users who have voted, the voting status that has this particular has not voted, so it will show pending. So you can easily send reminders directly to those who have not voted or whatsoever. So simply click on the send reminder button, and it has all the options whether you want to send the reminders to everyone or to those only to those who have not voted, or if you want to select a particular user and then remind them, it will just send them an invitation right away. So yes, this is the kind of reminder that they receive. They'll see that they've been invited. This is a reminder that they've been invited to participate in the event, and these are the details so that they can easily log in and don't miss out on the resolution items. So yes, that is it, an end-to-end e-voting process in front of you. And yeah, I want to conclude by saying that Resolution Engine brings simplicity and security to to the entire process, and helping the IPs to coordinate the meetings and conduct the votings efficiently. So yes, that's it, and I hope you all found this session informative. And before we move towards our Q&A session, I just want to bring to everyone's attention that we have a next webinar on March 27, 2025. So make sure to keep an eye on your inbox for your invitations and reminders, and do join us to learn more about Resolution Engine in upcoming webinars. All right, so yes, now we'll open the floors for everyone to address any queries you may have with regards to this session. You can unmute yourselves or put your queries in the chat.
Zubia, can you also highlight the fact that, once um, an e-voting event has been initiated, how
Yep.
do we, like, is there like a two-factor authentication where we are sure that the person who's the recipient of the email is indeed the person who's voting?
Yes, Sushan. So that is the concern that we get, but the 2FA is for the other modules. For this, we just get the concern that they are ready to vote for this, and then they can directly access the voting.
Okay, so it's because the email has been received by in their inbox.
Correct, exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yes. No queries, no questions. If that is it, we can close this session. Any final remarks? Sushant, would you like to take over?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Zubia, and I'd like to thank all the participants for taking time to participate in the webinar. And if there are any follow-up questions which for whatever reason you might want to follow up with, or I know it was only 30 minutes and we had to zoom past a lot of items. If you'd want for you or your team a more relaxed step-by-step demo, or if you'd want to experience the platform firsthand yourself, and you would want as an IP a thorough insight into each of these features, we're happy to do that for you on a case by case basis. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Um, and yeah, we look forward to meeting you again on our next webinar, which is on virtual data room. Um, and uh, and as you'd see, the highlight of all of these features is essentially that how do we make the process simple, intuitive, make sure that you don't have to host multiple documents on multiple platforms, and information is not scattered. It's available when you need it and in the form that you and your support teams need it. So just making things streamlined for you, um, just as we noticed in the case of meetings. Typically meetings themselves would have multiple emails, multiple attachments with multiple emails. Some people receiving the attachments, some not receiving the attachments, other asking for recipients asking for various other types of um, information, and uh, it gets very difficult for the IP to make sure that he or she has um, been uniform and equitable in informing all the participants, and everyone is equally prepared for the meetings and e-voting. So that having a platform like the resolution engine, it streamlines all of these and alleviates all of those concerns. All right, with that, I'll conclude this call and hope to see you guys again in our next session on VDR. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.